Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope y'all are having a pleasant day. It's been beautiful here and cool. It's been overcast most of the day, and so it's just been really nice. Doesn't mean that I won't still get sunburned. I can tell that I've got just a little bit of a burn to me. I know my hair is horrible. I've been out working in the yard, and I feel really accomplished, and that always makes a person feel good when they accomplish something that they don't have or are just developing that skill. And all of y'all know it's finally gotten dry enough. In some spots I still have a little bit of water, but in most places I can mow my yard, and that is a big thing for me, because as you know, I've always had brothers or my grandpa or Howie or Blade mow the lawn. I've only mowed it one time in my life, but the fellas from the church got the lawnmower figured out for me. This sweet young man come and mowed the yard once and is needing it again, and I thought, you know what, today's the day. So I went out and got on it and mowed a portion. Now back behind me, you may be saying, I still see, looks like you need to mow. Well, I ran out of gas, so I've got to go get some gas for the mower, and that's a good thing. I was able to I was in a place where I knew the neighbors couldn't see me. In fact, they're mowing their lawn now. You might be able to hear them, but I didn't want to, be the sideshow of the day in my attempts at mowing the lawn. And so I finally, calmed myself and took the time and was able to figure out how to put it in reverse and all those things. And I know it seems really simple for folks that have always done that, have had that, but I was able, thank the Lord, to figure it out, and I am giving him the praise for it because I feel accomplished. I look at it now and it doesn't look like something that is so big. Now I have a big yard, a big front yard and a big backyard, but I have lots of trees and bushes and flower beds and that kind of stuff to mow around, and then the pasture that's going to have to be brush hogged. But anyway, I feel accomplished. And then I was able to weed eat some. I've got a small rechargeable weed eater. We have some big weed eaters, but they're too heavy for me. I just cannot carry them around. They're big and heavy. And so I purchased a couple years back, a rechargeable handheld, a rechargeable that's lighter weight. And so I got it out and I did a bunch of weed eating, but I have a lot of weed eating because I have so many bushes and flower beds and stuff that I can't get the lawnmower up close to, and my fence lines too. I want to keep those clean. Living in the country, you always have critters that come along, and I want to be able to keep my fence lines clean so that I can keep an issue arising with those. So I just feel good. I feel accomplished. The job's not done, but such a weight is lifted off my shoulders. I did it. And I know that there are other challenges out there, and I'm excited to think about I can do it. Through the Lord, through help of others and wise and counsel, I'll be able to do it. Now, I am not going to mess with electric anytime soon. That's something that I think is better left to the experts, but I was able to get those things done. Now, and I thought about the different things that we have on our list that we all have, that maybe it's something that we need to learn how to do, and that there's a fear there, and sometimes it's just a natural fear or a fear of the unknown. And I know that I have a lot of followers that have expressed that they hot water bath can, but they're afraid to pressure can. They're afraid to run a pressure canner. And I tell you, today's pressure canners, they have so many safety features built into them that if you follow the directions and you get a good you get good, reliable canning books that are, widely accepted as being able to point you in the right direction. I would say the National Center for Home Preserving and the Ball Canning book, those will give you good guidelines and accomplishing those first things. Pressure canning. My little sister has moved to a farm, and she is looking into getting her equipment, and she's really doing a lot of studying and a lot of learning about things that she's never done before, but she's excited about it. And I have all confidence that she'll be able to can, and she'll be gardening, and she'll be doing those things in no time. And she's just like the rest of us. Seems like when you get started in this kind of lifestyle and the homesteading and farming lifestyle, it seems like things just get added to your list of things that you want to learn. And she's steeped herself in herbal stuff now. She's learning all the basics and all of the ins and outs of what types of things that she can grow and what are their benefits and all that. And she's so excited about sharing her information with those that show any kind of interest in that. And it makes my heart smile to think that my sister is getting into that and wanting to go that way with her family. I think she's wanting to do all of the things. So I have no doubt that she will be immersed in learning for a long, long time. Y'all pardon me. Being able to operate the lawnmower and the weed eater and those kind of things make you, or at least make me, feel so much more confident in doing things. I don't like to be by myself, of course. I wish my children and grandchildren were here, and maybe in the future, they'll come back home. But I am learning to do things for myself and learning not to be as dependent as I always have been. There's a lot of things in this life that I'm independent on, but I will say that I think that going forward, if I had to tell anybody that was getting married, I believe that I would counsel them to make sure that that you learn the things that your husband knows how to do, or your husband learn the things that you know how to do. Now, my Howie was a bachelor for a while before we got married. We were 23 and 24 when we got married, and he lived off away from his family. He lived in Missouri, and he grew a garden, and he canned his vegetables himself. He canned green beans, and he canned different items, and had things there for himself, and was able to cook for himself. But he was limited on the things that he did can. It wasn't that he was afraid of it. He just did what he, what he was growing in the garden. He was able to put those things up. He did tomatoes, of course. Tomatoes and green beans were the biggest things that he canned. But he was willing to learn, and that's what we have to be. We have to be willing to learn, open to learning something new, and feeling a sense of accomplishment when it's done. And I am feeling that right now. I feel good about my self. I'm so happy that I got out there. And I know it seems crazy. It's just a lawn, but I'm so happy. I know we have so much to do. We have sunny days and high temperatures. Considering what we've had now, Oklahoma is hot, usually hot, and going forward throughout the summertime, but it's been relatively mild here. We've had a few days that's been in the 80s, but it's been really cool and rainy for such a time. And so we're going to have the next, from now, which is Saturday, all the way through, I think they're saying Thursday, we're going to have really sunny weather and temperatures in the 80s and lower 90s. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week, we've got chance for bad, severe weather. So we will deal with that as we come. But I thought I better get out there and mow and do the other things that that so desperately need attention. Someone's going to stop and ask if they can cut my yard for hay, and haven't been able to get in the garden. I will be this week probably able to get out there and do some. It has just been so muddy, but we're thankful for the rains. And I'm going to be doing some different things up here with my mineral tubs, because we've had an ant problem. And I watched Deep South Homestead, or I guess it's called Pecan Grove now. And they have ant trouble too, fire ants. And so they raised their mineral tubs up. They took cinder blocks and wood and laid that wood across the cinder blocks and elevated their mineral tubs. And he said that it would help with the ants. And so I think that I'm going to do that here. Now, Blade laid that landscape fabric down last year so that we don't have as many weeds around the tubs. But that didn't keep the ants out. And so I'm going to try to raise those things up and grow a lot of stuff up here by the house. I think I have about 30 mineral tubs. And I was thinking about letting my garden, the big garden, rest this year while I get back on my feet as far as being able to take care of things myself. But I want to grow black-eyed peas and things like that, and okra and things that I really need the rows for, so that I can grow a quantity to put up in the freezer and to can to make pickled okra and different things like that. So I may still grow up in the big garden. That's just some of the things that I'm debating on doing. Not 100% sure, haven't got my mind made up 100%, but I'm gonna have to in the next few days get it all settled and make a plan for myself. Now, there are so many other things that that I need to learn, and I know that you probably have things that you need to learn too. In fact, really, we need to be learning our entire life. I don't think that we ever get to a place where we say, okay, I've learned it all. I got it. I don't need to learn anything else. I think that wise people are continuously learning. And so I've got a list of things that I want to learn how to do. Someday, not anywhere in the near future, but someday I would like to consider raising honeybees. We had thought about that one time before here on Cedar Creek, and in fact how we started getting the supplies together. But then he developed an allergy, which is not all that common, but when he would eat honey, he would have a reaction to it. Not all the time, just certain types of honey, and we never were really to nail it down to all of the exact types that he was allergic to, but his lips would swell and he would begin to have a little bit of trouble breathing. And then he got stung by a wasp, a red wasp, and it just swelled his face and his ear and everything up, and had to go to the emergency room. And they prescribed him an EpiPen and to see his doctor. And this was after he had his open heart surgery. I don't know that that makes any difference at all, but the doctor suggested that he not get bees because of the reaction that he had to the wasp, and also that he was having some of the mild reactions when he ate honey. The doctor suggested no bees for us, and so I may go ahead and follow through with the honey now, the bees, because we have an abundance of clover. Howie worked really hard. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of an allergy problem, and I think it's probably the grass and the pollen and stuff. But Howie worked really hard to develop the pasture and make it healthier. And so one of the things that he did was he planted out clover and some other things, and the clover has done really, really well, to the point of now I have a lot of clover in the yard. We used to have just a few little patches, but it is really, really getting thicker. And I've been doing some studying on a clover yard, and letting, you know, you don't have to mow as much, and it's seems to be a little bit more drought tolerant, and there's some other benefits to it as well. But I don't think that I have enough clover in my yard yet, although I've got quite a bit. I don't think I have enough clover in my yard yet just to say, okay, I have a clover yard and I'm just gonna let it go. But in the early springtime, when the clover blooms, you cannot walk out through my yard in just flip-flops or bare feet or anything like that, because the honeybees are all over the clover. I don't know of any of my neighbors that have beehives, but I know that bees travel, I know. So somebody has got bees, or there's some wild honey somewhere out here, because we have the bees like crazy, and we are thankful for the bees. And of course, we know that they're pollinators and that they are just a valuable thing for us to have, not just here at Cedar Creek, but everywhere. We need the bees and the other pollinators so that our plants and things can be pollinated like they should. So we do have a lot of clover, and beekeeping is one of the things that I would consider. Of course, I've already shared with you about strawberries and the elderberries, and my elderberry trees, plants, bushes, whatever you want to call them, have went crazy this year. Even more so, I thought they went crazy last year, but this year they are really, really crazy. I keep looking that way because that's where they're at, behind you guys. And so I have a lot of things that I'm investigating and things that I'm learning, and I get excited. I love to learn. I love history, and I want to do all that I can to be as self-sufficient as I can. Working on my working on our water. We have a lot of water here, just right over that way behind those trees, not too far past those trees, less than a mile past those trees is the Arkansas River. And then we have the Illinois River, and we've got some lakes and creeks. And on our homestead, our farm, we have at least 2 wells, and we have at least 2 springs. Of course, we got the ponds, and I wouldn't want to have to use the pond water unless you just didn't have anything else. But so we have water, and we need to work and redevelop some of those things. So always learning, and I am just excited to think about the possibilities. And, you know, I'm proof that you can teach an old dog new tricks. I managed to do that lawnmower, learn to back it up. I thought, oh, what in the world am I doing wrong? And finally it came to me. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage your hearts and share my joy with you just a little bit, that if I can get excited about learning how to operate a lawnmower and put it in reverse, and using a weed eater, then you can get excited about learning something too. So share with me down in the comments some of the things that you would like to learn. Maybe you want to learn how to operate a pressure canner or a steam canner. Maybe you are wanting to, maybe you've never canned anything, and you would like to learn just how easy it is to do those things. Now, of course, when I learned how, there was some trepidation as well. So as you go, you get more comfortable doing the things that you've never known before. But I hope that I've encouraged your hearts to learn, to open some books, get on get on the internet and put yourself into school through YouTube and through other sources that will teach you. Just make sure that you are on sites that are giving you the right information. And You never know what you'll learn and what kind of confidence you'll gain by being able to master something. Now, I'm no master of lawn mowing, but I made a step in the right direction and I feel accomplished. Well, I am going to go in and get something, a cup of tea or something to get some of this grass and pollen washed out of my throat and settle down for the evening time. I'm going to relax a little bit and maybe learn something new. So until next time, guys, this is Josie. Remember, us old dogs can learn a thing or two. Until next time, guys, keep looking well to the ways of your household. Never stop learning. We're gone.